Hey guys, I just wanted to make this random quick little video because I got stranded basically waiting for the tube because there was some issues. We couldn't get in Oxford Circus, so I went and had a sniff of some things around Oxford Street while we were waiting, and I just wanted to really talk about them super quickly. I haven't got all the notes and everything. These are the things that I didn't spray on my skin. Other things that I've sprayed on my skin, I've specifically kept to do in my what I wore last week. But if we just start, well, we're going to start with the most boring one because this is just Lacoste Pour Femme. This is the original Lacoste. Now I have Lacoste. I think it's called Pour Femme Intense, which is just lists caramel, sandalwood and rose, I think, in that one. Now this is fresher, but it smells quite a lot like that one. I can see that is the intense version of this, although they're both incredibly light and don't last very long. They definitely have that kind of body lotiony smell. So I mean, it's okay. It's nothing interesting. I just saw it was there in the perfume shop, so I thought, oh, I'll sniff it. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the one I've already got, and I'm not even sure if I'm keeping that one yet. So then I went to Space NK, and I thought I'm gonna sniff, and this is mainly because I'm trying to think, oh, I wonder if these smell like other things, or if they smell like other things I have, or if there are any good dupes for them, or if I can compare them, you know, that kind of thing. Because Byredo is quite expensive, and obviously, as you can see up the top, there's some Chanel, quite expensive, although compared to a lot of popular perfumes, actually quite affordable nowadays. So if we start with this is Byredo Rose of No Man's Land. My weird scribble on it, don't judge my appalling writing. I'm not a doctor, but my writing might suggest I might be. So obviously this is a rose perfume, and I would say this has been compared to Stella by Stella McCartney, and I can see that, but I would say it's definitely not as nice. Unfortunately, that one is discontinued, really hard to get, so fair enough. But it is the same kind of rose that you get in Stella, and it has got a slight light quality to it, as in, like, it doesn't feel like a thick, heavy, syrupy perfume, but it smells like quite a dark rose to me. But this one, I would say, is a little bit more, there's no other word for it, pissy. There's a bit of a kind of, almost like there's carnation or something in it. So I'm not crazy for it. I think it smelled much nicer before it dried down. It smelled a bit fresher, maybe a bit pinker, and now it's like a little bit more old-fashioned. It's not quite as pretty. But yeah, I mean, that one's okay, but definitely it's slightly reminiscent of Stella. Mojave Ghost, I mean, is this a ghost because you can't really smell it? Maybe. Now, I'm thinking, just going to smell this one real quick. Okay, so Mojave Ghost, yeah, I mean, I sniff this, and what I get from it is my Sarah Jessica Parker Stash Privé. Now, that is a perfume that smells quite similar to Chanel Chance Eau Tendre and a little bit like Daisy by Marc Jacobs. It's that kind of profile. And this is like that, but even lighter. Like, I can just about smell it on here still, but it was very light in store. It's very light here. It's a very, I mean, I think as far as I can tell, all of the Byredos I've smelt have been quite light, kind of easy to wear, quite skin scenty. But yeah, I mean, it's not interesting. It smells like so many other perfumes. Gypsy Water, also by Byredo. This one's really pretty. Again, very light. It has juniper in this one, and you can really smell that. And it kind of, I'll have to think about this one a bit longer because it definitely reminds me of something, but it's kind of hard to put my finger on what it is. It definitely has elements of Lolita Lempicka Green Lover, but it's not as vanillic as that, and it's nowhere near as strong. But that slight vanilla with a bit of juniper and some kind of green, almost resinous, kind of ferny smells with a little bit, I think there's citrus. It's quite fresh and bright, but it definitely puts me in mind of Green Lover. And Green Lover has like a gin and tonic note in it. So it smells like vanilla plus gin and tonic, and there's a little bit of mint, and it's quite fresh, but it's very vanillic. It's a summery perfume, but it's relatively heavy compared to this. But this, so I imagine this is probably also compared to the Diptyque. It's not called Eau Duelle, is it? I can't remember what it's called, but they've got one that smells very, very much like Green Lover to me. So maybe it is Eau Duelle, I'm not sure. But yeah, so this one is pretty, but again, it's very light. I'm not really sure it smells amazingly kind of unique, or I'm not entirely sure it would be worth the kind of money you'd have to spend on this, but it's still pretty. Now, Boulder Afrique. This one I like. It reminds me of something that I think I have in my collection, but I have yet to work out what it is. It's giving me vibes of something, but I can't put my finger on it. But this one I liked in store, and I like the dry down. So I might have a look for maybe like an actual dupe of this, or I might see if I can work out what this smells like, whether it's something I own or not, and then maybe it'll put a different spin on whatever it is that I can smell. But it's also possible that I've nearly bought something before that has been compared to this, but this is compared to loads of things on Fragrantica and none of them that I particularly recognise, so I'm not entirely sure about this one. But I think this is pretty and I'm interested in this one. Okay, so let's just do the Marc Jacobs. So this is Perfect Intense. I didn't even know what the notes were in this. I've just seen the bottle loads, and I was walking past it and I thought I might as well give it a try. This is weird because I think when I first sprayed it, I was thinking to myself, this is kind of nice. I don't mind this one. And now it kind of smells like, I don't think cleaning product is the word I'm looking for, but it kind of smells like, not even nail polish remover, maybe like a hair product or something. Is it a toilet freshener or something? I'm not sure. There is something I find quite unpleasant about this. Again, it almost smells like there's pear in it, but I don't think there is. I think there's jasmine in this, but oh, it's I think there's like, is it daffodil or something? It's really ringing a bell for something. I'm going to have to look this one up real quick and see what it says, because yeah, daffodil, is it? Very unusual. So I'm not really getting much in the way of almond. It says that the notes, oh, narcissus, night blooming jasmine, almond, sandalwood. Is narcissus daffodil? Looks like a daffodil. This is odd. I think I smelt more of the almond. It smelt sweeter and more intense and creamy at first, you know, on first spray. And then the dry down of this smells like some kind of cleaning product or something. It's giving me vibes of something that I can't put my finger on. And I think, I mean, probably slightly unusual, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. I'm just looking at the comparisons, but I don't think I agree with anything that I know from here, but equally, there's loads of stuff I don't know. I don't think it smells anything like Girl of Now, not in the dry down anyway. There's an Avon one, and this does have a bit of an Avon kind of vibe about it. Yeah, either way, I'm not really sure what this smells like to me, but I don't think it's great. I'm not keen on that one at all. I don't like it. So if we look at the Chanel ones I had a sniff of. So Gabrielle, I'm not really keen on this one. I just wanted to have another sniff, mainly because I wanted to smell Gabrielle Essence and then compare the two. So this one is just giving me really strong vibes of Lolita Lempicka. I think it's called El Aim. So they have some jasmine perfumes that, there's no nice way to say this. I think it smells like a urinal cake. I really don't like the jasmine in this. I really don't like the combination of the jasmine with the citruses. And I think it smells like, like some kind of cleaning product. It's just not one that I like at all. Whereas Gabrielle Essence, this is an interesting one because when I first sprayed this, I thought it was absolutely glorious and beautiful. But when it dries down, it takes on a little bit again of the original Gabrielle. And again, it starts to me to smell a bit screechy and a bit like some kind of cleaning product and like hairspray. Yeah, there's something about the Gabrielle ones that I think I just can't get along with and I just really don't like. So I wouldn't want to find a dupe for those. Now this one, number 5 La O, this is heavenly. So upon first spray, it is like a slightly lighter and easier, more approachable version of number 5, the original number 5 Eau de Parfum. And it also comes with the classic old aldehydic vibe that kind of smells a bit like piss. You get this weird like pee smell that's very, very strange in a lot of those older perfumes, but generally they die down. Sometimes I think that's carnation that does that, and other times I think it's maybe like oak moss and all kinds of the old ingredients give you that vibe. But the dry down of this is a beautiful citrusy soapy heaven. It's so pretty. It retains the kind of spirit of number 5, but it's definitely much more modern. It's just much lighter, much easier to wear, much younger smelling. But I think your skin with this would smell like heaven. It gave me the urge to come back and spray on my Lemon by Coty, which is sort of their version of the original Chanel No. 5 profile. And theirs is kind of a bit sweeter, a bit softer, not as sharp. It's very soapy, floral. It's kind of like the step between this and the original No. 5. That's what that smells like. So I'm think I'm just going to have to wear that again soon. But really, I kind of want a tiny bottle of this. Now, interestingly enough, a 35ml bottle of number 5 La O or number 5 is £71. Now, for me, that's a fair bit of money, but it's kind of funny when you think that like a bottle of Burberry Goddess is £68. Like, it's kind of mad. I feel like Lieb, like YSL and Dior, and all of the prices are going up massively, and they've all gone up so much that I was kind of surprised when I went to Chanel that I was like, that is actually cheaper than I was expecting it to be, because in my old school ways I always think of Chanel as being like the most expensive and the fanciest. It's certainly kind of got the most clout for having a bottle of Chanel, it's one of the classiest. But yeah, I mean, I was really surprised. So I'm watching one of these on YouTube, on eBay at the moment, in the hope that I might be able to snap a partial bottle up at some point just to try it out and see how it goes. And also because I'd like to be able to see if I could find dupes or things that smell like it, because I think this is quite magical. Yeah, there's something. If I have a feeling if this works nicely with my chemistry, and I will go back and actually spray this on my skin. This one, because this is the one that this and the Byredo Bold Afrique are the two that really got my attention. But yeah, I mean, I think this is beautiful. I think it's classy. It's a very elevated kind of soapy skin scent. Yeah, I mean, I was really digging this. I was really surprised how much I was digging this. But I can see why people who love it really love it. Yeah, so that was my sniffing. So I've got a couple of things that I need to go back and actually try on my skin. which I'm looking forward to doing. And then hopefully can either find dupes or maybe find some partial bottles. But what I'd rather do for this one is try and find something that just smells like it. Whereas everything that's compared to this one is basically some version of number 5. There's not much that's compared to this that I think is actually supposed to properly be like it. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, so that's what I spent part of my evening doing today when I was stranded in central London. It was a fun way to spend about half an hour. See you guys.